welcome to the Polite Extra channel. My name is John. On this channel, we talk all things physical media, so movies, music, and books. If you're into that kind of thing, hit subscribe down below for more of that kind of content. This is a video in response to another video. My friend Nathan Jones recently put up a video that was really interesting, and it's on the whole idea of, is there a perfect film? Now, we will not ever all agree on what is a perfect film. There may be the occasional one that majority of us would say is perfect, but it all depends on, again, as he said in his video, season of life, how you grew up, things that just connect with you personally. Your story will certainly impact what other stories connect with you. So anyway, I thought this was a really fun idea, so I ended up going through my collection and I pulled 15 titles that I would say I think are perfect films. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen these ones, if you think they're perfect films as well. And also let me know in the comments below what films would you consider to be perfect that maybe I should consider adding to my collection. So Nathan, thank you so much. If you're not subscribed to Nathan's channel, you should be. It's a phenomenal channel, and he's always putting up really interesting and creative content. So please do check him out. All of his information will be in the description box down below. So check out his channel. Check out his video on a perfect film. That link will be down below as well. And anyway, so Nathan, thank you for inviting the community to participate in this. And these are my 15 perfect films. Okay, so I don't actually watch a whole lot of animated films. I don't have many in my collection, but there is one that I would consider to be a perfect film. I saw it at the right time in my life, and I bought it for my child, but it ended up meaning a ton to me, and I cry in it. It's a great film, but I consider this one to be perfect. It's an animated film. It's a beautiful film, and it is put out by Disney Pixar, and it is Inside Out. If you've never seen this one, it is outstanding. It's for kids, but it is for adults as well. They use a psychologist in the writing of this film. If you watch through all the special features on it, and it is just absolutely brilliant. And wherever you are in your life, I believe you will connect with this story. And for me, when I first saw it, it just deeply, deeply moved me. And it's one that I've gone back to a few times, and one that I love to watch with my daughter as well. So anyway, I think this is a perfect film, and especially when it comes to animated films, this one is perfect. It's just flawless. I love it. I laugh. I literally cry. It's excellent, outstanding. You gotta check it out, Inside Out. Highly recommend this one. Next one, we're gonna stay a little light right now. So the next one, I'm gonna pull two comedies. The first one is one of my all-time favorites. It's 1-2 when it comes to my favorite comedies. And it is with the late, great Chris Farley and David Spade, and it is Tommy Boy. This is the Holy Schneike edition. This is just packed full of lines that you can quote forever. And so if you've never seen this one, you are missing out. I know many people have the Steelbook, which is gorgeous and beautiful. One day I might upgrade to the Steelbook because it's just a really, the artwork is amazing on it. But Tommy Boy, it's brilliant. Both Spade and Farley, you can quote these guys forever. They have great lines. I laughed the entire time I'm watching this. I think this really is a perfect comedy. Highly recommend this one. And then the next comedy, I've done actually a video on this, that this film means a ton to me in my life. And so I do have it on DVD because they haven't put out a theatrical edition on Blu-ray yet. And hopefully they will one day, maybe even 4K. And I love this one. I've talked about it many times before, and it is Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber. This is a perfect comedy. Again, similar to Tommy Boy, you can quote this one for days. It is just amazing lines. My wife and I constantly quote this movie at each other, and I absolutely love it. On our 20th wedding anniversary, we watched this film and ate blizzards from Dairy Queen. And if you watch the video film stories on this, you'll know why. Anyway, Dumb and Dumber, if you've never seen it, you need to see it. In my opinion, this is a perfect comedy, a perfect film. So those are some lighter films, some comedies. Next one, this certainly has some comedic elements in it, but it's also an incredibly artistic film, and is just packed full of incredible meaning as well. So anyway, that's what I'll say on that. This is from 2019, and it is Jojo Rabbit. If you've never seen this one, I highly recommend it. My wife and I sat down to watch this, and as we were watching it, like, we were laughing, and at first you're like, I'm not sure if I should be laughing in this kind of film with this kind of content, but as you move into the film, you realize just how brilliant this film is and how perfectly it was written. And I say this probably is the greatest ending to any film I've ever seen. And at the end of this film, I was sitting on my couch, I was laughing really hard and crying at the same time. Not crying from just because it was funny, that kind of a laugh, but crying because of emotion, but also laughing. It's just, It's a really, really well done film. I highly recommend this one if you've never seen it. And it's everything. It's funny, it's sad, it's emotional, it's powerful, it's all of those things. Highly recommend this one. I think this is a perfect film. I could not take my eyes off the screen the entire time. So Jojo Rabbit, I think, is a perfect film. Next is one that I just recently saw, and this was a recommendation from my good friend Stephanie at Movie Chatter, and she bats 1,000 when it comes to recommending films to me that she thinks are great, that I'll enjoy. She is always right, and this is no exception. This is film from 2020, and it is just brilliant and so deep and meaningful, and it makes you think so much, and is one that I'm going to go back to many, many times. Highly recommend this one, and it is 9 Days. If you've never seen this one, put this at the top of your wish list to pick up. I can't recommend this more, and it is about, you will think about the value of life, how incredible it is that you have this moment that you're in right now. And it just makes you think about everything. And it's beautiful and funny and heartbreaking and all of those things. It's amazing. So I don't want to ruin it. Stephanie's amazing at describing. You should go to her channel. She'll describe it better than I ever could. But it's fantastic. I highly recommend this one. I think it is perfect. At the end of the film, I messaged Stephanie and I said, this might be my favorite movie of all time now. And it's hard to even describe how I feel about it. So 9 Days, friends, I think this is a perfect film. Highly recommend this one. Check it out. Stephanie, again, thank you for recommending it to me. This is one that I found at a Goodwill. I had not heard of this film at all, and I picked it up, and it's a Jim Jarmusch film, and it is just, I think it's perfect in every way. And it stars Adam Driver, and it is Patterson. There's no action in here. The film kind of goes like this. There's no big spikes. And if you don't like those kind of films, then you might not like this. But if you are into just characters, and everything in this is subtle. Music, emotion, acting, colors, everything is subtle in this film. And it is so beautiful. It's just, I think it's perfect. At the end of this film, it was just an amazing piece of art, and I couldn't recommend this one more. If you're a fan of Adam Driver, a fan of Jim Jarmusch, then obviously you'll love it. But if you love like a slow burn film that is about character, it's about more of what's going on in their head and in their heart, this is great. I can't recommend it more. Patterson, if you haven't seen it, definitely check this one out. Next is an all-time favorite for me. I was having a conversation with Ken on his channel last night, and I said I think this is a modern-day classic. It stars Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Val Kilmer. It's a Michael Mann film, and it is Heat. The table, the conversation at the diner with Pacino and De Niro, the shootout. This is perfect. It's just, I remember the first time seeing it and just being captivated the entire time. And every time I've seen it since, I just can't take my eyes off the screen. It's just perfect. I love this film. If you've never seen it, check it out. I mean, these are legends of film. Definitely watch this one. Heat, I think it is perfect. Next is a superhero movie. I don't have, this is the only one in my collection. But this is the only film I've ever gone to the theater more than once to see this film. And I saw it 3 times in IMAX, and I love it. It is perfect in my opinion. When it comes to superhero films, this probably won't be a surprise as to which one it is. But it's Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger, every single time he's on the screen, he steals the entire film. Every moment of this film when I first saw it, and even now when I watch it, I'm just waiting for his scenes to come on the screen. I just want him on the screen because he absolutely killed it. And this is just an amazing film, start to finish. I love it. I saw it 3 times in IMAX because it was so good. Everyone has seen this, but if you haven't seen it, you should absolutely check it out. The Dark Knight, it's a perfect film. The next one is an action film, and I do think this is the perfect action film. I don't think any action film touches this one. I love it. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this one, and it's everything about it is perfect. I love, it's part of it currently in a trilogy. There's another one coming out. I like number 2 and 3, but number 1 is just perfect. And it is Keanu Reeves and John Wick. I've seen this film countless times. This is like a comfort film for me. I know he mows down like a zillion people, but it's a comfort film. I just love it. The story is great. The colors are great. The visuals, everything is great. Keanu kills it. Everything is great. It's a perfect film. Highly recommend this if you haven't seen it. John Wick, again, number 2 and 3. are fantastic, but number one, you just can't beat. So we're about halfway through the stack now, a little more than halfway. I haven't mentioned many classics, so I'm going to give you a few classics that I think are perfect films. This one comes from 1939. It stars two of my all-time favorites and was my introduction to my favorite actress of all time. And this is James Stewart and Jean Arthur in Frank Capra's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. If you want an introduction to Jean Arthur, an introduction to James Stewart, this would be a perfect film for you to check out, in Frank Capra as well. It has meaning, it has heart, it has comedy, it's great. This introduced me to Jean Arthur, and after I saw this film with Jean Arthur, I knew I needed to own everything that she was ever in, and I'm pretty close to having all of them now. So anyway, check this one out. It is a perfect film. If you've never seen many black and white films, great place to start. Next is a classic, another one from James Stewart. This one is from 1940, also starring Margaret Sullivan, and I wanted this one on Blu-ray so badly, and then finally Warner Archive, they did it. They put it out, and I couldn't be more thankful. And it is The Shop Around the Corner. This is great. It's a love story. It's comedy. It's very funny. It's excellent. So if you've seen the movie You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, that film came from here. This is excellent, outstanding. Warner Archive did a great job on this release, and it's a perfect film. James Stewart, I'm a huge fan. Margaret Sullivan is outstanding in this one. The supporting cast is so funny and eclectic. Highly recommend this one if you've never seen it. Next one is a Criterion pick, and it is all of these I consider obviously are perfect films. But if you were going to start with this particular actor, I would say start here. This was from 1931, and if you are a Criterion fan, it is Spine Number 680, and it is City Lights, Charlie Chaplin. I think Chaplin was a legitimate genius. And when it comes to writing comedy, when it comes to choreographing films, when it comes to writing drama and getting to your heart and even doing it through comedy, I think he was a legitimate genius. And this film is a beautiful romantic comedy, and I can't recommend it enough. And so if you are unfamiliar with silent films, unfamiliar with Chaplin, and you want to dive in, this would be a great starting point. City Lights, and then I've got other videos on how much I love Chaplin and other recommendations as well. But this one, City Lights, perfect film. I'd encourage you to check it out. And that's done with the classics. Now we're on to my favorite films of all time. I was asked a question in Ken's video last night in the live stream. If I could only have two films, keep two out of my collection, what would they be? And I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but these are the franchises that I would want to keep in my collection. The first one is a franchise that I love. It's technically three films, but it's one story, and it is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. This is the extended edition on 4K. I think this is perfect, and I know some people don't like the runtime. The runtime is astronomical. The first film is 228 minutes. The second one is 235 minutes. The third is 263 minutes. The extended editions, and I love every single minute of these because the characters got a hold of my heart and the story got a hold of my heart. And so that's why I can take as much as they give me, I will take on The Lord of the Rings. I think this is a perfect trilogy of films. These are so good. I highly recommend them. Please do check it out if you haven't. I think this is a perfect film or films. And then last but certainly not least, I won't say the franchise. I'm not delusional. I love the franchise, love it, but I won't say it's a perfect franchise. But there are some films in it that I would say are perfect. So Rocky, the very first Rocky film, this is Rocky 1 through 5 and Rocky Balboa. I think Rocky Balboa is also perfect. I will go with Rocky 1 and Rocky Balboa. I think are just perfect in every way. And then in the same universe, I would say Creed is also a perfect film. I love Creed 2. It's fantastic. But Creed, the first one, is perfect in every way. So Rocky and Creed, these are number one for me of just absolutely perfect films that I couldn't imagine not having in my collection. So friends, those are the films, 15 films that I think are perfect. I cheated a little bit. There's more than 15 there. That I think are perfect. Let me know in the comments below what films do you think are perfect. Let me know what you think of these films. And Nathan, thank you again for inviting the community to participate in this. This was a ton of fun. Friends, go check out his channel. Check out his video on having a perfect film. And then please do shoot one of your own or Participate in the comments below. What are your favorite films that you think are just perfect? Thank you so much for checking out this film or this video. I really do appreciate it. Hit like if you want to, subscribe if you do want more of this kind of content. I hope you're doing well. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next time.